it's very important to get a good lap here. So this is on board with Bruno Junqueira into turn 12 called Canada Corner. I ironically found myself in the gravel trap here in a BMW race 2 years ago, but this is the kink. This is where the bridge was in turn 13, so the completely different visual look. Now onto turn 14, get a little bit of curb on the entry and then lots of curb on the exit. Use every inch of road that you can. This is a very steep hill. The camera really doesn't do it justice. This becomes up to 190 miles an hour down this front straight. Still climbing here, still climbing, starts to level off. And as Justin Wilson said on his onboard lap, hard on the brakes. They go down to fourth gear. This is a very quick corner. Again, use all the road on the exit. A steep drop downhill. Again, the camera really doesn't capture this. All the way downhill to the apex here. Get back on power. It's all about floating speed, and it's all about early to power, because these Cosworth XFE engines are screaming down these back straights. Some of the highest speeds that we see in the entire year. Now again, very, very downhill braking, very easy to lock wheels, very easy to get it wrong. The slowest corner on the track, just 60 miles an hour. Then another steep climb up under the Toyota bridge through turn 6. Very low grip corner, very easy to get in too hot and lose the back end here. Coming to corner 7, a little bit of a kink. Slight lift from Bruno, probably in qualifying might be able to get a little bit more out of the car there. Turn 8 now, this is a very important corner for the drivers. It's important to get back to power because despite the fact there's 3 corners to the next brake zone, it's nearly all flat out. Slight lift through the carousel, incredibly long. The forces that build up on that steering wheel are immense. It gets faster and faster, which means the steering gets heavier and heavier. The kink over 170 miles an hour through that corner. It's just incredible.
That's a corner in my book. It's not a kink.
that is a corner. And then again, hard on the brakes for turn 12, Canada Corner. They've actually widened this corner a little bit. All that black asphalt you saw to the left, that's all new for this year, making it a little bit safer for the drivers, a little bit more room for error, if you will. So that's a lap around, like you say, Jeremy, one of the classic road courses in the world. I think it's one of my favorites in all of North America. It's just such a pleasure to drive in. And as we're seeing this afternoon, it is just great for racing.
Well, absolutely. And all the European rookies in the Champcar World Series who've had their first experience of it on a race weekend now, they've all tested here earlier in the season. But Robert Dornbos, Tristan Gromondi, and these other guys, they just love this race. Neil Jani, who's the other one I was trying to think of. They just already, it is among their very favorite racetracks. And this man, Bruno Junqueira, right from the first time he came here back in 2001 with Target Chip Ganassi Racing, he counted it instantly amongst his, well, as his favorite racetrack. He won here for Target Chip Ganassi Racing. He also won here for the Newman Haas team a couple of 3 or 4 years ago now, and he's trying to get a top result now for Dale Coyne Racing, but unfortunately he lost ground as a result of that jump start, and he's now fallen back to 12th place. But Bruno still turning some reasonably respectable laps here, and here's another on-board look here at the steering wheel of Bruno Junqueira.
You can see, watch his fingers here as he's flicking the paddle. That's downshifting. He's heading into corner 8 right now. It's a very cool camera. A good look at what happens with the fingers behind the steering wheel there of the drivers. Good look up at Bruno. You can see his head tilting off to the side. He's going through the carousel here. The forces, as I said, on these cars through the carousel, they're doing 125, 130 miles an hour.